Robin and Gary face off again, but this time in Andy's penthouse. Sabrina is a free woman for now. And we finally know who's the daddy of Karen's baby. What's good, y'all? Welcome to Erica Vane TV, the main channel of your good sis you let her talk TV with. And in this video, I'm breaking down episode 11 from season 5 of Tyler Perry's Sistas. I'm very sorry for the delay, child, but we here now. In addition to talking about Sistas, on this channel, I break down all of the hottest in television and film. Right now, we are raving about The Best Man, the final chapter. So get into those reviews, breakdowns. If you have watched the series and you enjoy Sistas, I think that you would enjoy that as well. I will link the playlist in the description box down below so that you can jump into it after this one. But let me go ahead and say, well, actually, before I stay focused and talk about what we came here to talk about, did you know that I have a second channel? And we're having additional Sistas conversations over there. It's a little bit more informal conversation, but still just as good, talking about all of the best television series, the characters, major storylines, what comes up for us, as well as so much more over on Erica Vane TV 2. And I would love it if you gave that channel a subscribe as well. So go ahead and check it out after this video. Plenty for you to do and see right here with me. But without further ado, let's talk about this episode. For mid-season finale, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and just say off top, it wasn't the best episode, but it wasn't bad. We have been getting, since the like letters, which were a huge climax for the first half of season 5, Karen's letters to Zach and Aaron really created a ton of conflict, a lot of drive. The build up to the letters was really great and created moments of high anticipation, and again became the climax. And I feel like ever since the letters have been read, we have been seeing a lot more content about just conversations and additional exposition and setup for like what's next. So it's clear that we're really experiencing a transition out of one era of drama, and then we're transitioning into a new era. So like the most action that we got in this episode was the beatdown of Q, which should have been happened, was long damn overdue. And honestly, it was sparked by Sabrina, so I'm not even giving Calvin too much credit, because it took Sabrina about to lose her damn mind for Calvin to be like, oh no, not my girl, and now he about to beat Q all the way to hell. And then even that, it was like the splittest of split seconds. It wasn't on screen for too long. And that's it. That's all. Like Sabrina stops him and that's it. But there's not a ton of action, not a ton of craziness that you're just like, oh my God, or on the edge of your seat about, which is fine. Like, this is a series that has amazing longevity. They've already celebrated their 100th episode, which is a phenomenal feat for any television series on network or broadcast. And not every episode is going, have you on the edge of the seats, biting your nails and all of that jazz. But I just wanted to make the note, as this is the mid-season finale, that we have really seen a slowdown in pace and just a ton more conversations, whether it's Andi explaining herself about this relationship with Gary that she has rekindled, whether it's Danni now processing her feelings and really admitting to the fact that she actually don't know what the hell it is that she wants, while also still running from the trauma and the trigger that is Jonah, who's seemingly not going away anytime soon, or Zach having to have conversations about custody, preparing to deal with Hayden, struggling with the feelings of Fatima maybe wanting to back out on him, or his imposter syndrome within this relationship, because that's what it seemed like it's coming up for me, y'all. Like, that's what it looked like to me. Aaron and Karen like finding their groove and her trusting him and like listening to him and not just deprioritizing herself and rushing down to that damn salon. Like, it's just a lot of conversations, which happens. It's life. That's most of our lives. But again, I just think it's set up for like things coming. And I have a video coming talking about Karen's salon, which is going to burn down. I saw some photos leaked from season 6 of Sistas where the salon actually caught fire, and we got to see the real setup for that start in this episode, where Karen pops up at the salon, and just at that moment, Pam was going to go cut off one of the curlers that she didn't realize was left on, and she thought that she had turned off the night before. And it's like, okay, so this is exactly how the damn salon burns down, and that's coming. But again, this is just all proof to me that we are in a very transitional stage when it comes to story on this show, and we're being set up for the things coming in the future versus being in the thick of the major beats right now. I also am going to be doing a breakdown for episode 13 and 14 synopsis. So hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Turn on your bell notification so you don't miss out when both of those videos are posted. I have a lot of Sistas content that I am posting on the channel just to catch up and make sure that y'all are really, really up to date when January 4th rolls around, when we will be back with season 5. We get like a week off, y'all, for this little mid-season hiatus, and then we right back at it. And then they already have filmed season 6. There's 3 new characters. I got a video about that, as well as the salon burning down and a bunch of other things. So like, let me make sure that y'all are in the know. And be sure to just drop your thoughts in your comments on each of those videos as you watch them. I absolutely love to hear from you all and hear your thoughts and really expand the conversation. I also will be doing some things in Discord because I believe Twitter Spaces is now not a thing anymore. But I love being able to talk with y'all about the shows directly. So whether it's a live or something in Discord, we're going to keep these conversations going because there's just so much for us to talk about with Sistas. But anyway, back to the episode breakdown. Okay, so child, the episode starts off with Robin sitting in Andi's damn penthouse, and he's sitting right across from Gary, who let his ass in. Gary, you messy Betty, you raggedy, like I told myself I was not going to give too much energy to Andi and Gary, so adjust, Erica, adjust. Okay. Robin shows up because he decides that he's actually going to try to get Sabrina out. He made some traction, but it's going to be $3 million in bail, and a little bit of stipulations, and he got to communicate that to Andi. And because Gary was already coming over this goddamn on booty call, he decided to let Robin in because he saw him in the lobby and he wanted to be able to basically have a measuring contest. Basically, from what happens, he gets hit the idea that Robin is no longer a threat, and that makes him feel great. The next morning he's like, didn't I do good? You saw how I didn't really react. Sir, if you need an attaboy every single time you don't jump into your jealousy bag, every single time you don't lose your goddamn mind and act a monkey ass fool, like, Gary, go to hell, please. And get the heck off my nerves. Like, no, you did not do good. No, you are not a good person. No, you are not a good partner. Get the fuck out of her face. Like, anyway. Andi actually winds up asking Robin for half the money to get Sabrina out. And I'm like, girl, wasn't you just not talking to him? Wasn't you just putting your feet, like, digging deep into the sand and standing your ground because you felt humiliated and disrespected by the fact that he found out that you slept with Robin? I mean, you slept with Paris, and then he felt like you were like a dirty little whore. And then because he kind of like called you on it, which he was not right to do so, y'all. Him trying to run her whole facts was mad corny. But Gary has done 10 times worse, and yet and still he is still in your bed, still in your head, and definitely not giving you $1.5 million. I mean, well, he did give you a car in this damn penthouse, but at any moment he could try to sue it and take it back. At any moment he can go run back to his little incel friend Hayden and be like, yeah, Andi pissed me off again. I want the penthouse. Andi, I have tried to stop calling you stupid. And now I'm like, I gotta stop thinking that you're stupid. But girl, you just do a bunch of stupid And Robin, you just as damn dumb for giving it to her. By all means, I want to free Sabrina because she ain't do this shit. But I also believe that this was the moment for Robin to be like, yeah, I'm not even going to be able to do that. Like, is Andi's box that good? Like, do you want to be in a relationship with her? Do you see potentially marrying her? What in the hell is motivating you to get this girl $1.5 million to get her friend out of jail after you just got her other friend out of jail, and You acted ridiculous about a past relationship that she had, and she responded the way that she responded and completely cut you off like it was nothing, like she had never even knew you. Like, what of all of the circumstances and all of y'all's lived experience is telling you to get this girl $1.5 million? I mean, you're going to wind up getting your money back. I'm not going to say that she good for it, but you're going to wind up getting your money back anyway. But from Robin's end, like, what do you see in Andi? Because up until this point, I wanted you to see a future. I wanted y'all to like try to make this thing serious or whatever and like figure it out. But all y'all kept doing was frolicking and fucking. And at this point, I'm just like, this is wife type stuff. Like, you give your wife $1.5 million to help her friend out. You take the cold shoulder and the brush off and the blocking from your wife who got an attitude because you completely overstepped a boundary and you need to learn. But Andi is a subordinate and a good lay at best. Like, what are we doing, Robin? I hate this for you. Almost as much as I hated that corny ass move that you did when you got in your feelings about Paris. Like, what is happening to Robin's character? Like, he is just like crumbling right before our eyes, y'all, and I don't even understand. But moving on, because I'm not giving Andi too much more. She's able to get Sabrina out of jail in this episode on the bail. She agrees to like get Robin his money back because they're going to refund bail once they find out that it wasn't actually her, which hopefully she's able to prove, even though the damn evidence is thinner than thin. So this should not be a problem. Cannot wait till they give Sabrina something real in reference to a storyline. But that's pretty much it. They're at the courthouse for a moment and they don't know if they're going to make it to the doctor's appointment with Karen, because the girls were planning to go with her and it was getting a little bit late and taking a little bit longer than expected to get Sabrina released, but then they wind up still making it. When we get to the doctors, y'all, the doctors tell us the date. The doctor tells us that on this date, it's almost pretty much certain that you conceived on this date. Y'all. And I hate Tyler Perry for how he wrote this. I ain't even gonna hold you. He wrote it so that the doctor says that Karen conceived on the 12th. Karen's like, are you sure? You sure it wasn't the 19th? Yeah, it was the 12th. It's not an exact science, but we're pretty sure it's the 12th. And right when the girls are asking, well, girl, who did you sleep with on the 12th? It cuts to another scene. And we are left to imply or to assume that that would be Zachary, because Zachary came first and then came Aaron. Now comes Karen with her baby carriage. Okay, let me focus. Karen slept with Zach first and then slept with Aaron. And that was established at the meeting of the letter reading and everything. And they talked about it happening the same week. And Zach being first, Aaron being second. So Tyler Perry kind of left it so that we could assume, without her actually saying out her mouth, it is Zach, because I slept with Zach on the 12th. Now, my only issue with this whole thing is Tyler Perry be pulling out the woodwork. And while I don't think that this is the case, I really, really, really don't believe that this is the case. And so many of y'all have annoyed me, like literally tap dance on my damn nerves every time I saw it and every DM you sent me with it. And I ain't say nothing, Jesus, because I love the Lord and I respect y'all too much. And when y'all get on my nerves, I just try to ignore it. But Tyler Perry be coming out the woodwork. So is he going to come out the woodwork and say that she slept with some random person on 12? And no, y'all, it was not Rico. Do not DM me that. Do not post it as a comment, because y'all gonna get on my nerves again. But that is like 5% sitting on my brain. 95% I'm pretty much sure that Zach is the father and she slept with him on the 12th. Even though if you go back and watch the episodes, it don't look like 7 days passed in that amount of time between Zach and Aaron. I feel like I really do need to do a Sistas rewatch, but that is a whole logistics conversation, a writer's conversation, and not necessarily a whole thing for us to discuss or argue about. That's Tyler Perry mismanaging the timeline. But basically, y'all, Zach is the father. I do have a video talking about Zach as the father now that we have this more solid confirmation and deep dive into that. So I'm going to go ahead and move forward with the rest of this breakdown. But if, again, you can check out that video if you want to go further into that conversation and really explore all of the things that point to it. Okay. Also in this episode, y'all, Miss Danni meets up with Preston, decides to reveal to Preston that she don't know what she wants. Oh no, this was the last episode that she revealed that she didn't know what she wants, and then he stays over. But in this episode, they wake up in bed together, and she asks him to stay. And I think that she's doing this because she's scared. Jonah showed up at her job, and was just giving her the damn death stare of doom. It's clear that he's ready for round 2. Don't know how, but you thought. I need her to tell Zach, honestly. Like, I really need her to tell Zach what's going on. I know Zach has his own problems, but I feel like another nice little break from Zach and his own bullshit would be him coming to the rescue and beating the shit out of Jonah on behalf of his sister Danni. Like, that would just make my whole day. It would make me smile. It would also give us additional content where we see Zach without Fatima, so it doesn't feel like the Fatima show in the middle of Sistas. Because I swear to goodness, y'all, this season, especially after Fatima premiered, now we only get to see Zach and Fatima pretty much together. We get some moments with Fatima and Andi, but then it's like Zach and Fatima pretty much always goddamn together. And everything that we see in Sistas, I feel like they could actually put on the Fatima show. So having Zach and some scenes with Danni and helping her through this whole traumatic situation that she just gone through, I think will be clutch. But, you know, I just make suggestions here. I don't actually work here. Anyway, it is reading all over Danni's face that she is terrified, she is concerned, and while she does care for Preston, I feel like most of her motivation in like buddying back up with him is for her protection against Jonah, like having somebody there in case Jonah comes back. She doesn't reveal to him why her place is tore the hell up like it is, because she was just fighting for her damn life with that boy. She don't tell him nothing about what actually happens, and when she says, "Can you stay?" it really feels like because she just wants him to occupy this space and kind of like be a pseudo protection. And I hate it. Like, I wanted when Preston came back, it be because they both chose to be together. Like, they just both realized they could not live without each other. They're going to figure it out. Danni was going to do the work that she needed to do and stop passing the damn buck as if Preston is the only one within their relationship that has to do any damn work. And then he also was going to check his bullshit about going off to marry some little random hit girl when he really wanted to be with Danni and putting that bullshit in her lap. Like, I was just so ready for when they reunited for it to be on some no bullshit type of stuff, and they both are just coming back on some bull. Like, yes, he's happy to be there and he's happy that she's giving him the time of day, but he hasn't even really been accountable to what the hell happened when he flew home and was supposed to go marry the girl on the damn merry-go-round. And Danni, you just had a whole traumatic incident that's going to forever affect how you interact with men, especially the first man after that happened the next day. Like, we're just literally continue to be set up for failure when it comes to them in this relationship, and I hate it for the both of them. By the end of the scene of them together, when Preston goes to like take a shower or whatever, Danni finds this ring in his pocket, and it's like, you don't even get to have the moment of finding the ring of your boyfriend, because one, this ain't your boyfriend, y'all haven't talked about, you don't know where y'all stand, and then two, you don't know if this is a ring he got for you or a ring he got for her. Again, back with some bullshit. Like, I feel like this is why I was so slow to break down this episode, because so many things just frustrated the hell out of me. And Danni and Preston are definitely one of them. Now, some things that did not frustrate me. I think, y'all, now, listen, give me a second. I think I could get used to Karen. We got to come up with something else. I could think see, Karen and Aaron's name is still Karen. It's just spelled weird. I can get down with the Karen and Aaron of it all. Like, I can get down with him making breakfast and her getting ready to go to the office, and then, the salon, and him saying, "I love you," and she's like, "I love you too," and like just absorbing all of the love and best intentions from this man that she deserves, and like allowing herself to bask in it. Like, Karen, see, this is what God wants for you, baby. We are all rooting for you in this. You are having great feet rubs. I'm pretty sure the moment that you ask, he will put it down on your ass again and give you great forehead kisses and "I love you" affirmations and good food, honey. What else is there in life, boo? A great partner with all that goodness, all that good loving, girl. This is what you need to be staying focused on, Karen. This is what we need to see more of. And I thought it was really cool because they give it to us pretty much right after we get the Fatima scene. So it's after commercial, but it's like right after the Fatima scene. And I'm like, okay, so we about to try to position these two couples and y'all gonna keep showing them back to back. And I really felt like I get it. Like Fatima definitely gives. They look great together. They have great chemistry, even though I do think that they need to slow their asses down because Fatima's going through a lot at the expense or sacrificing a lot and going through a lot for this relationship. I don't want them to break up, but I do want some things to shift so that she could be better taken care of in the relationship. But that's not a video. That's not the video about that. I think it's dope to see what that would look like that dynamic now for Karen's and like having her walk into a space where she's cohabitating. And Aaron don't live here, but like just spending more time and allowing him to be here, allowing him to occupy this space. I think that's when we really saw the shift for Zach, when he allowed Fatima to support him and to hold him up and to fill in the gaps, you know, as he was, you know, falling out of the thing with Karen. That is when their love developed and blossomed the most. And I think that is what really solidified their relationship. So for me and watching this scene, I was just like, yo, this is like one of those moments for Karen. This is what life could feel like. This is what your new norm could be, girl. Like, it's kind of good. It's kind of great, actually. I hope you really register in this and not focus too much on these damn curlers and the girls and Sabrina in jail, but like being in the moment, being present. Anywho, that was probably my favorite scene of the whole episode, and it was literally the shortest. Sabrina getting out of jail was really dope. And that was cut between Maurice getting offered a deal by the prosecutor to try to basically set Sabrina up in line, say that she did all of it, and then he would get to walk. And of course, Maurice ain't doing that because she's a loyal bitch and she is not about that life, about that lying or rat life on her best friend. Also in this episode, I forgot about this for a second, but Zach goes and sees a friend of Bryce. I hate that they got rid of Jake, but goes and sees a friend of Bryce to ask about custody and his whole situation and what he can be expecting on the financial side of Heather pursuing child support, as well as this baby potentially coming from Karen. And she lays it out to him like they could take 50% of what he already has, even though I don't think that Karen actually will do all of that. Heather is definitely giving ghetto ass baby mama, but Karen, I don't think that she's going to do half of what he's so damn worried about. I need Zach to get a journal and a therapist. I really do, because watching him from Fatima onward is tough. It's really tough. I feel like he's always focused on the wrong things. I feel like he is not holding himself accountable. He makes all these damn excuses. He has a lot of expectations. And I just want better for him, truthfully. All right, y'all. Also in this episode, or not in this episode, but like one of the commercials while I was watching this episode was for the return of All the Queen's Men. And I cannot wait because I'm breaking that down. That returns on January 12th. So catch up. I have the first half of this season 2, on the channel right now. And then, of course, I will be breaking that down. And I have a ton of content, over 1,000 videos right here on Erica Vane TV. If you're new here, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, turn on your bell notifications. Let me know what you thought about episode 11 in the comment section down below. And then also feel free to check out those videos that I mentioned earlier in this episode. They have cards as well as links in the description box down below. So stay a while, watch a little bit more, hit the subscribe buttons, check out the second channel and all that jazz. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.